5, 8, 11, 14. What question am I going to ask you next? What's the next term? What's the next number in that sequence? That's too easy. Okay, the next number is 14, 15, 16, 17. So what are we doing? We are adding 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, adding 3, adding 3. We're adding 3 each time. So finding the next term was pretty easy, but that's not the question. The question is, what is the 50th term in that sequence? Well, you could continue just adding 3 each time. Adding 3, adding 3, adding 3, adding 3. That would be very boring, take a long time, and you'd probably get it wrong. You'd give up in the middle. So, what's a better way of making this sequence than just adding 3 each time? Well, what goes up in threes? What do you know? You probably knew this when you were quite young. What goes up in threes? What is this like? What adds 3 each time? This is like your 3 times table. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 threes are 9. So how are you getting from 1, 2, 3, 4? This is the 5th term in the sequence. How are you getting from 5 to 17? Well, it's like your 3 times table. You're multiplying by 3. That gives you 15. So you're multiplying by 3 and then adding 2. So the 50th term in the sequence should be 50 times 3 plus 2. That's 152. Right. 3, 7, 11, 15. What's the next term in that sequence? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're adding 4 each time, so the next term should be 19. But what's the question? No. This time the question, what is the nth term in the sequence? This is the first term, it's called T1. This is the next term, it's called T2. But I want the nth term in the sequence, Tn. That's sort of any term in the sequence. So, how is this sequence working? It's going up in 4s, so it's like your 4 times table. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 4s are 8. 3 4s are 12. See what's happening? So how do you get from the 5th term, that's called T5, to 19? Well, it's like your 4 times table. We're going up in 4s. You multiply by 4 and take away 1. So the nth term, Tn. Start with the number n, multiply it by 4 and take away 1. That's the nth term in the sequence, and from that you can work out any term in the sequence you like. For example, let's go for T20. 4 times 20 minus 1. 80 take away 1? 79. Right, here are 2 questions for you to try. I want you to first of all work out the nth term, Tn, and then the 50th term, T50. Same for each question. Okay? Right, answers. First one, number 1. This is going up in 5s. We're adding 5 each time. So it's like your 5 times table. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 5s are 10. 3 5s are 15. So 4 times 5 gives you 20 plus 2. The nth term, Tn, is 5n plus 2. So you're multiplying by 5 and adding 2. So what's T50? Well, if n is 50, it's going to be 5 times 50 plus 2. 252. Right, number 2. This is a little different. So how are these numbers going up? So you're adding 3, adding 5, adding 7. Oh dear. That's different, isn't it? What are these numbers like? 2, 5, 10, 17. Well, I don't like 2. I don't want to start with 2. We should start with 1. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. These are like square numbers, aren't they? They're square numbers plus 1. So the nth term, Tn, equals n squared plus 1, and T50. T50 will be 50 squared plus 1. 5 5s are 25, so that's 2,500 plus 1, 2,501. Right, a couple more questions for you to try. Number 3, I want the nth term and the 20th term. Number 4, the nth term and the 1,000th term in that sequence. Okay, off you go. Right, answers. So number 3, that's going up in 9s. We're adding 9 each time. That's like your 9 times table. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 9s are 18. 3 9s are 27. So we're multiplying by 9 and taking away 2. So the nth term, Tn, is 9n minus 2. So T20 must be 9 times 20 minus 2. That's 180, 178. Number 4. So this is going up in 7s. We're adding 7 each time, but it's less than your 7 times table. It is 7n minus 4. So the 1,000th term in the sequence, that's going to be 7 times 1,000 minus 4, which is 6,996. Right, here's the start of the sequence. I'm going to tell you that one of the numbers in the sequence is 119. Which one? How far along the sequence, which term in the sequence will give you 119? How are you going to work that out? Have a think. Okay, so how does this sequence work? It's going up in 3s. We're adding 3 each time. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 3s are 6. 3 3s are 9. The nth term, Tn, is 3n minus 1. It's 1 less than your 3 times table. So how are we going to get to 119? Well, we know that somewhere along the sequence it will be 119. So 3n minus 1 will equal 119. We've formed an equation. So let's solve it. 3n equals 120, so n equals 40. It'll be the 40th term in the sequence, T40. Right, here's another one for you to try. This time, again, I just want the nth term in the sequence and the 100th term, T100. Give it a go. Right, so how is it working? Well, we are adding 3, adding 5, adding 7, adding 9. It's not a linear sequence. It's not going up in a straight line. It's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Again, it's to do with square numbers. We don't want to start with minus 1. We want to start with 1. 1 squared is 1. And then 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. They are square numbers minus 2. So the nth term in the sequence is n squared minus 2. And T100 is going to be 100 squared, take away 2. That's 10,000 minus 2, which is 9,998. Right, download the worksheet and give them a go.